What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope y'all had a good weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm not going to recap Spy because we didn't go live on Friday, or I mean on Thursday, to cover what was going to happen Friday. So all of this stuff is from Thursday. Really just kind of not worth looking back at. It did play out the way that we expected for the most part. Okay. We also have quite a bit to get through in a short amount of time. Being that it's a new week, we got to chart our weekly levels. Pretty soon here, we're going to have to chart April's levels. Excuse me. And I have work again tonight. Also, just want to kind of give you guys a heads up. Last week was a busy week for me. I think we only missed Thursday. This week is another busy week for me, and we'll kind of have to see how things go. I will do my best to be live every day, but can't make any promises. I'm working 84 hours out of 7 days, so it's going to be a rough week for me, I should say. All right, let's start out with, I do have one option set up for everybody. So let's hit that first. It's going to be CRM. And then actually we also need to review like Amazon and FSLR. Those both hit, but let's look at Amazon really quick. So this was covered Wednesday for Friday. I'm sorry, Wednesday for Thursday. And so we were just looking for a break above this level. You're red for a little bit, and then it took off and hit all of our levels. It would have taken almost all day for this to play out, or to play out completely, but it was a day trade. So that was a good one. Next one is FSLR. Same thing. This was covered Wednesday evening for Thursday's trading day. Right off the bat, it triggered, hit our first trim, and then we sold off. Would have been red, came up and hit our close call level within 2 hours of the market being open. Yeah. So now for tomorrow, CRM. I should point out, like, I have some old levels here. 269. I didn't delete this just to kind of show you guys. This was our area to get in puts. I didn't catch it when it happened, but it would have been great if we did, because we would have basically caught the top. But right now we're looking for puts below 266 and 80 cents. First trim 265.80, second trim 264.80, third trim 263.57, fourth trim 262.46, and then close at 260 and 52 cents. Based on what I'm seeing, it looks like they're probably going to want to come, I don't know, somewhere here. Close enough. But I always like to close early, get out before it starts reversing on me. So that's what I'm watching for CRM. And then just to show you guys really quick, I think this is pretty impressive. This is our win rate since February. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15 wins, 2 losses. I think that's a pretty good win ratio. So, just kind of showing you guys, I always try to just look for those A++ setups. And when you're patient and do that, it pays. On the channel, I think as a whole, I don't share like a ton of option setups compared to some other people that call out trades, but our win ratio is also probably a lot higher. Let's see. Let's go to SPY and let's start getting this charted. I'm going to start with my weekly levels. July POC, previous week POC are basically the same level. I'm just going to put them right next to each other. If I was trading this chart, I would combine them, just a FYI. All right, so there's weekly levels. Now let's drop down to 30 minutes. Look at our daily levels. So technically you could draw SIGs. These 2 days are barely overlapping each other. I don't really know that I want to, but let's see. All right. I guess I'll do it for you guys, but I don't like it when they're overlapping like that. You'll notice like my second SIG and third SIG are basically the same level when we do this. I don't know if you guys can see it in my eyes, but I am tired as hell. So basically the same thing here. If I was trading off this chart, I would combine these, but giving you guys the actual levels in case you want them. So our second SIG at the top is also going to be our third SIG. All right, let's check out our TPO settings. Single prints at the bottom. And then up here, we have a poor high or a crowded high. I don't even know how I fit this on the chart. I'm going to have to combine this here. So I know this week we've got some pretty big names reporting earnings. I know Apple's reporting. Visa, Meta, Robinhood, Qualcomm. I'm trying to see who else. PayPal's reporting. Coke, Pfizer. I think those are the biggest ones that I see. Yeah. All right, let's zoom out, look at the big picture here. How boring. So futures is gapped down just a tiny bit, not much. Sold off. And then right now, they're bouncing off of a pretty key level. June, July, September. June POC. July and September value area low. I'm pretty sure on Friday we had really low volume on SPY. Yeah. Actually, Thursday and Friday. Volume was low as we're pushing up. Gonna delete this. I was saying this was a SR flip, but we went through it. Let me turn off all this stuff I can't see. So volume's just decreasing. I'm still expecting them to go and tap this. Excuse me. And then I think from there we get our next sell-off. But you can see as we're approaching the 2024 value area high, we're also, volume is decreasing. I want to check one thing. So notice this is our 2024 value area high. On 2025, our developing value area low is basically same price as our 2024 value area high. Really expecting a rejection from here down. If they get back inside of this 2020 or the developing 2025 value area low, then there's a good chance we're going to go and make a new higher high. We're going to go to the top of the range. So, pretty important that we lose this, at least as far as bears are concerned. And I would still like to close my bearish position. So, I would like for us to lose this, or I should say, not regain it. Regaining it would be bullish. right? Let's take a look at news really quick. And then I'm going to be calling it a day here after we figure out what we're watching for Monday. Really not much of anything happening. They're saying federal elections in Canada all day. I almost said Canada. They're saying it's important. I don't really see how it might affect us, but we'll have to see, I guess. Tuesday, there's quite a lot of news. Wednesday, we have a lot of news. Thursday, there's some fairly significant news. And then Friday, like pre-market. Looks like it's going to be a pretty wild week. All right, let's see what we're seeing for tomorrow. So, future is selling off right now. I want to see like where we are as far as price. $5.49. Okay. Also would like to take a peek at the clouds. So this might be a little bit hard for people to see, but right now on the clouds, so here we rejected the 4-hour top, came back to it, and now we're trading inside. The daily cloud, which basically like this daily cloud can move every day, is coming down to our August, or yeah, our 2024 value area high. So I don't see if you can, I don't know if you guys can see. I know it's like a lot of noise, but here's our daily cloud. It's almost level with the 2024 value area high. And I would expect a rejection there, back down. And these clouds are pretty well respected. I've shown them, from time to time on the channel. So that's aligning with what I see, which is always good for me. As far as what to watch tomorrow, it's always weird with a gap down. There's a poor high here, but this is just such a massive level. I'd be pretty surprised to see them go through. Specifically, if we like peak above this and then fail back inside, I would slap puts here so fast. be aware of this when you're trading. They might bounce right there. I'm not going to leave this line on my chart. I'm just highlighting it to show you guys. Just if we come down to here, really watch right here. 546.76. Okay. I would also be watching for calls down here. I don't know if you guys can tell, like I'm drawing levels in a pretty tight range, and I'm kind of expecting something like this tomorrow. I think we'll have a D-shaped profile tomorrow. I think we're just going to trade within this range. Everything is pointing towards a bullish day. Sorry, a bearish day. But I think we need to go a lot higher, or not a lot higher, 9 points higher, before we really start seeing downside. And so with things looking bearish tomorrow, I would suspect that they're just going to, like we're going to sell off from where we were, but then just kind of chop sideways before they push higher, hit the 2024 POC. And then from there, I think, it's going to be one of two scenarios. I'm leaning towards bearish because I have a short position. But again, if we regain that 2025 value area low on SPY, we're probably going to go and make a new all-time high. If we reject at the 2024 value area high, then we're probably going to go and make a new lower low. And when I say a lower low, I'm referring to the to this right here. Okay. And I'll just say hello, everybody. Again, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you for that comment, Triple G. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, and I'll just say hello, everybody. I guess there's not a lot of people to say hi to today. What's up, GG? What's up, Mahalo? What's up, Sabrina? What's up, HM Rio? What's up, Jose? What's up, other Jose? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Corey? And what's up, Triple G? What's up, Adita? No problem. Aditya? Hey, what's up, Nathan? Yeah, no worries. All right, so hopefully nobody has any questions. I'm going to go ahead and post these levels and CRM in Keenan's. I will say this. Hey, what's up, Black Rose? Hey, what's up, Nacho? If you're a member of Keenan's, just remember, like, there's no promoting other Discords. Just a heads up to everybody. Don't do that. And I guess just be respectful, For people that are crown traders, you're allowed to promote your own Discord. But again, you want to do it respectfully. Alrighty. Was kind of hanging out to see if there's any questions. It doesn't look like there are. Oh, Jose asked about the ghosts. I guess I'll talk about it really quick because we finished up pretty quick here. Um, I don't talk about this a ton, but I'll throw this out there. Um, um, so, as far back as I know, um, I come from, or I have like a background in my family of psychics, psychic mediums. Um, as far back as I know is like my grandmother on my mom's side, and then my mother, my sister, and then even my children are all like psychic mediums. And if you don't know the difference, basically like psychics can can read people. Mediums can actually communicate with the dead. And I've been with my wife for like 6 years now, and she's a major skeptic. Like she doesn't believe in that stuff at all. And I've never tried to force anything upon her, but I've told her things over the years that like I really just couldn't know. And I guess due to like our dynamics, I've never met her parents. Um, Her parents live in China, and right now, due to like citizenship stuff, my wife can't travel out of the country, so we haven't been able to go back to China to see them. Um, well, for a few years, um, her father was fighting cancer, and and then most of you also know like I work in healthcare, so I have a background in healthcare, and I also I don't know what word to use, but I have my finger on like the pulse of like being able to read people, being able to read what's happening, and then also, and I don't expect a lot of people to believe me, and it's perfectly fine. And I guess I think more than anything, I just hope people are open minded. I don't ever want to like make somebody uncomfortable or scare somebody away or something. So in my day to day life, I just really don't talk about this very much. But my anyway, so my wife's or my father in law, is battling cancer for a few years, and nothing had changed as far as like he was concerned. But like I don't remember the exact time frame, but like 2 to 4 days before he passed away, I knew, and I wasn't going to tell my wife that. Um, but I told her, tell your mom and your brother to not like hold back on giving him morphine. So like if he's in pain, you know, don't follow the dosage that they're telling you to give him. If he needs more pain meds, just give it to him. Because I knew he was actively dying, and that can be painful. And so that's all I said on it. And then whatever it was, again, I don't remember the exact time frame, but like 2 to 4 days later, he passed away. And I was just trying to be a loving, supporting husband, and trying to help my wife get through it. And I've never watched Peaky Binder. I didn't know it was about gypsies, but I guess now I should watch it. That's funny. Um, and then anyway, like, as time passed, like, me and my wife started talking about it. And up until this point, she still didn't really like, she thought like I was kind of lucky about predicting things that I just have no way of knowing. And, and I finally told her, like, did you like do the math in your head? Did you put two and two together? Like I told you, whatever it was, 2 to 4 days before your father passed away, to, not follow the instructions on the morphine and give him whatever pain meds he needed. And his family did do that also, just as an FYI. So he was comfortable when he passed away. And I think it was in that moment that she finally like kind of clicked in her head, like, wow, like you actually really do know. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I've been telling you. But again, like I don't try to force it down anybody's throat. I'll share stuff with people that like really I just have no business knowing. And I mean, even just things that are like outrageous. There was this one patient I took care of one time, and it was actually a lady that I worked with, was his wife. And all of the doctors were telling her he's going to pass away, very poor prognosis, blah, 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 blah. And for weeks, of course, she's just beside herself, in his room. Yes, Armand, I can. And so for weeks, she's in his room, just bawling her eyes out 24/7. Every time I would see her, she's crying. And I never really do this, because I'm dealing with patients and people's emotions and feelings and whatever else, but I couldn't stand to see her like this anymore when I knew the outcome. And really, like, this is against all odds. Like, if you work in healthcare, if you understand medicine, if you saw this guy's chart, you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna die. That's it. Like, done deal. And so, anyway, about a week into his stay where he was on life support, I finally told her, I was like, just so you know, he's going to be fine. And she was like, what? And so I explained everything to her. And I was like, he's going to get up and walk out of this hospital. And I said, everything, you look at his chart, whatever, like what I'm telling you is insane. He's going to get up and walk out of this hospital. And he did. Like a week and a half later, he got up, he walked out of the hospital. Everybody would say that it was a miracle, that it was impossible. And she reached out to me after the fact and just couldn't even believe that what I saw was right. Armand, when I go to a graveyard, I mean, nothing crazy. I don't know. I guess the thing is like, this is one of the things that I feel is like people feel the need. And when I say this, like, you do whatever you need to do to heal, but like people feel like they need to go, like if they have a family member that passed away, they feel this need to go and visit their gravesite. And it's like, what makes you think that they're there? Like, okay, so their bones are there or whatever, depending on how long they've been buried, their corpse is there. But what makes you think that they're actually there? Like, that just happens to be where they're buried. Kind of the same thing with the church. Like, I'm religious and I believe in God, and I have a relationship with God, but I don't feel the need to go to church. And when I say that, I mean, church is really good for some people because most churches have, like a very positive undertone. They have a positive message. And some people need that message, like to help them, whatever, get through the week. And so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with churches, but I don't need to go to church to have a relationship with God, if that makes sense. Probably a little bit, Armand, but if you saw my doorbell camera, you would know that I don't need to go to church to be close to spirit. They come to my house 24/7 all the time. A lot of times, basically, like, once spirits figure out that you can communicate with them, they're gonna flock to you, if that makes sense. So this, I'm not doing this to promote or whatever, but this is my sister, Allison Perks. She's a psychic medium, healer, and teacher. If you ever want like a legit, like no joke, legit psychic reading, this is your person. I mean, I can do it, but I don't. My sister has chosen to incorporate it into her business. So she's whatever, she's like a board certified, what's the word? She's a board certified counselor, and she also does mediumship and psychic readings and whatever else. So anyway, theintuitivepath.net. I'm not really doing this to promote her. I don't think anybody can help Kanye. But yeah, I mean, if anybody's interested, she does a lot of stuff. And you can schedule a session with her. And apparently she has certification through InPart, which, like, I don't know, like, to me, this is kind of gimmicky, I guess. Like, anybody could say, hey, I'm gonna certify mediums or psychics or whatever. So like, who's Anna Reith? I don't know. But apparently she certifies mediums and psychics. But I can say that she is legit. And I mean, both of us are, but that's irrelevant. Oh, you want me to post the link? Sure. I will say she's very, very good at doing like medium work and stuff like that. She probably does, or I'm sorry, probably. I was reading somebody's message. Black Rose said house, probably for TA and trading days. So that's the link for my sister if anybody's interested. But when my wife's father passed away, my wife had a really hard time because she wasn't able to go and visit him. And, basically he was slowly dying over like a 2-year period, and she was never able to go and see him. Because if she left the country, she wouldn't be able to come back in. So very, very difficult situation for her. Very, hard. Obviously doesn't want to leave her husband and her family, but obviously wants to be there with her father. And so after he passed away, my wife was like really struggling, and my sister did like I want to say like an hour and a half reading with her, and told her, like I was listening. She told her a lot of stuff about her father and her family that she has no way of knowing. Like, my sister has never met anybody in her family other than herself. And they've never had like, me and my sister and my wife have never had like crazy extensive conversations more than, just like, hi, how are you? How's your day going? Whatever. And then just general like conversation as a family when we're hanging out together, but never anything intense like about, her family or her background or, stuff about her father. So like literally based on no information, my sister did a reading for her. And like, I've done that with a lot of people, like over the years. I'm not putting this out there as something that I'm doing. I just don't even have time, but, you can send me a picture of somebody that I've never had any interaction with, know nothing about. And just from looking at the picture, I can do a reading on that person. And I've done it like lots of times, and, like actually like floored people, people that I've never met in my life. We've never had any conversation. Like, one of the things with mediums or psychics, or when I say that I should use quotations, is generally they're fishing for information. So like, you'll go into a room with them and they'll be like asking you questions. And, using more of a manipulation to relay information to you. Right. And, sorry. For me, whenever I do a reading for somebody, like if I know you on a personal level, I can't do a reading on you because I have too much information that I don't know. Like, is this something that I just know about you, or is this something that I'm receiving psychically? because the way that I receive things psychically are just kind of like thoughts. And I can't distinguish the psychic messages from my own thoughts if I know you on a personal level. If I know nothing about you, meaning like I just have a picture of you, and we haven't really had any conversation other than like, hi, can you do a reading on me? I'll stop you right there and say, don't tell me anything about you. And because if you do, then it starts to get hard for me to distinguish between my own thoughts and what I'm receiving psychically. And so like I actually, when I read people, I don't have any conversation with them. And like I said, I can't really like know them on a personal level. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me to do a reading on them. I need to have like the less information, the better. The less conversation, the better. At least for me to do it easily, where I'm not like mixing my own thoughts and what I'm receiving psychically together, I guess. Armand asked how she heals people. I mean, if you click on her link, there's... I don't really know too much about it myself, but she does... where is it? She does Reiki. So this is mediumship, which would be connecting with deceased people. Psychic readings, which would be, like telling you about yourself, basically. I have no idea what this is. Record reading. Your soul's progression across lifetimes. Okay. Healing, so she conducts remote healing services, which include chakra reading, balancing, and removal of foreign energy, aura reading, psychic healing, and she's a Reiki master and Karna Reiki master. Reiki's pretty wild. I've had it done on me a few times. It's pretty crazy. So. And again, I don't expect people to believe too much about what I'm saying, but that's okay. But it is the truth, so it is what it is. Hey, what's up, Unleashed? Thank you. What? Robert. Oh, Annabelle. Dude, that's crazy, bro. So Robert Carl has like a crazy motorcycle that he races, and his pant leg got caught up in the starter pin or something like that, and tore his leg up. It looks crazy bad. He sent me a picture. Wild. Sure, Emily. Yeah. Alrighty. Kind of a weird end to the video here, but that's, I guess I kind of share little tidbits about myself here and there when I'm doing, when we're covering charts or whatever, and that's just another little tidbit into my life. So, yeah, it was funny, like, Judgment kept saying, like, dust and bugs and whatever, and I'm like, I can literally identify each individual that I see on that camera. Like, again, I don't know how to put it into words, but, like, yeah, you guys see orbs, I see a little bit more, we'll say. That's crazy, Black Rose. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, though. I don't, fortunately, I'll just say this, like, in my life, I finally learned how to turn it off. When I was younger, I was always exhausted, and it was because I didn't know how to control those abilities, and so my energy would be, like, all over the room, like, reading everybody in the room, and, it would just completely drain me to where I was, like, always tired. And I finally learned how to for the most part, I'll say I learned how to turn it off. And I don't really read people. I try not to read people like without their permission. And, like there's just stuff that I don't really want to know about everybody that I'm around on a day-to-day basis. So, I guess like the best way I can put it into words is I try to respect people's privacy, and I don't really use it very much. And I pretty much just leave it turned off. But some things come to me, as you can see by my Ring doorbell camera, like spirits flock to me. And it's always kind of the same thing, like they want to convey a message to a loved one. But I'm not really doing all that. Anyway, so some of you will think I'm absolutely batshit crazy. Runtz, stop the hoopla talk. And Runtz is one of them. Other people will believe it. And again, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not here trying to prove anything to anybody. But as always, huge thanks to all the subscribers of the stream. Unleash Matt, welcome. And extra big thanks to the friends of the stream. Yes, Armin, but I can also make them leave. Yes, Armin, but again, I can make them leave. And then as always, like if you're new, I would appreciate a sub. Basically 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday. I go over spy charts, what I think I'm going to, like what I think will happen the next day. And if we have option setups, then I will cover those. I would say on average, that's probably just about once a week. Sometimes 2 to 3 times a week, we'll have some option setups. We have a very high win rate. And generally, once or twice a month, we'll go over like education stuff, on trading, and, that's it. So, yeah, if you're interested, I would love a subscribe. If you feel like the content fits you and suits you. Saints, I would expect people to be skeptical. I would be as well. But again, like I'm not here trying to prove anything to anybody, and I'm not trying to sell a service of like doing psychic readings for people. So I really don't have anything to prove. Unleash Matt, I do not have a Discord. I trade almost daily in my mentor's Discord. Or I should say I trade live almost daily in my mentor's Discord. And then right now, I do have a Discord where I'm mentoring a couple of friends, and I basically just like let a bunch of people join. If that's something you're interested in, it's a one-time $100 charge to join the mentorship group. Yeah, that's it. But I don't consider that really having a Discord. I'm not, like most people that do Discords, they're doing like a monthly fee. And the mentorship group is just going to last like roughly 6 months. And then I will probably just leave the group and leave the Discord there so that people can keep referencing the information that's there. All right. Yeah, exactly. Black Rose. Yeah. Unleash Matt, if you're interested, just DM me on Discord. If you don't have a way to DM me on Discord, my here, I'll just give you my username. Why won't you let me just copy and paste that? Thank you. So this would be my name on Discord. So it's just Catching Rockets, all lowercase, with no space. Or my email is in my it's in my YouTube, I think, under the About section. So you can always email me if you want to do that. Okay. Armin, anybody has the power to do black magic, not just me. I wouldn't indulge in things like that, and I would highly recommend that you don't as well. You will definitely bring some things into your life that you don't want. And then you'll be seeking out somebody like my sister to help you get rid of them. That's an interesting question, Armin, because I don't think that spirits have religion, other than like good or bad. You're either like from heaven or you're demonic. Take your pick. But I don't think they're subscribing to a specific religion, if that makes sense. Runts as a beginner, yes, I would be using TPO. It's too powerful to not use it. So Jack, white magic. So you mean like praying? Yeah. I mean, so you guys are asking some kind of wild stuff, like yeah. Okay. I mean, like, did it identify as a Hebrew jinn? Like, hi, I'm a Hebrew jinn. Sorry. The so if we're talking about magic, like we're talking about yeah, Robert, just DM me, bro. What's it called? So if you're talking about like Wicca or black magic or whatever, stuff like that, like it's literally just people that are using items, whatever, herbs, whatever, mixing them together while they're focusing on a result that they're looking for. And if you look at prayer, like a lot of people, like let's just go whatever, Catholic, Christian, will have like their Bible and their cross or whatever, and they'll pray to God, and they're focusing their energy on whatever it is. You know, like I think most people when they pray, it's more selfless, and they're you know, just like a lot of people pray for their friends and family, and you know, just to generally have like health and things of that nature. And generally, like, I mean, I don't subscribe to Wicca or black magic or anything else, but it's really just the same thing, where the individual is just focusing their energy on whatever it is that they're trying to achieve, whether it be something positive or something malicious. Yeah, Emily, from my experience, it's either good or bad, basically. Yeah, Armand, that sounds like a bunch of BS to me, because my I feel like I opened up a can of worms I didn't want to open up. Meaning that I was perfectly fine sharing what I shared, but now we're going down this crazy rabbit hole. But basically, this is something that I've had since I was a baby. And when I was young, it was very scary because spirits would come to me and it would scare the crap out of me. I didn't understand what was going on, and nobody in my family explained it to me. And the best example that I can give you is my wife's father only speaks Chinese. He doesn't speak English. But in spirit form, he speaks English. And I've never met a spirit that can't speak English. So, like, I guess what I'm saying is when you're deceased, language is universal, right? And if I'm English and they come to me, they're going to speak to me in English. If they go to, you know, somebody that speaks a different language, they're going to communicate with them in their language, is the best way that I could could say that. Yeah. Emily, I don't really understand the question. Heaven, what are familiar spirits? Robert, card readers, that's just, I don't really buy into it. It's too much left to interpretation. And yeah, I don't, Emily, I don't know anything about sleep paralysis. I mean, I've heard about it, but I don't know that it's being caused by spirits or anything like that. GG, yeah, Sage is great. Okay, Armin, I mean, that's great. So if your friend's ex-girlfriend could speak Hebrew, then I could see like something approaching them and speaking Hebrew. Could she attract negative and positive spirits? Absolutely. Yes, Armand, I absolutely see both good and bad. Yeah. Bad, not so much. I don't really allow that stuff around me, if that makes sense. I don't know how to, like, kind of the same as in your life, like, you choose your friends and you choose who you let to be around you, and I don't choose to let negativity and darkness be around me. I got to end this though, guys. Like, if you guys have questions and you want to talk about this stuff, I'll happily talk about it through DMs or in Discords or whatever else. But I don't really know that it's necessarily the direction that I want to keep going on the channel right now. Okay. And anyway, I have to also go get ready for work. So with that said, much love, much respect to everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I hope you all have a good day tomorrow trading. And I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out. Much love. Bye.